Save the sorrow for when we wake up. But for tonight, it seems I'm tangled up in you. Tangled up in you. I can't seem to shake you. One, two, and three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Ah, there we go. Now, go ahead and just hit me a one if you can hear me. Give me a one if you can hear me. Gracias to all the day wonders. Gracias to every one of the members only. The members only is the backbone of the community. I just dropped something in the members only. I'm not going to say the topic right here because we keep it in the members only, but I appreciate you guys. Right here's where the Chicanos kick it. I don't know what they do, but I know what we do. We ain't confused. Here's the raza right here. And on top of that, says, está haciendo un pinche calorón. Salud. Again, all the day wonders. We appreciate you. All the Chicano channels, all the Chicano pages. I got some huge announcements. Are you ready? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this shit. The first announcement I want to make is I want to give gracias to who was the one that put me in contact with him. I want to give a special shout out to Baby Love Substance, amiga. I highly appreciate you, mi amiga, Baby Love Substance. I don't even know if she's in the chat, but she will be. She's a Chicana, and she's a day oneer. Where's my brocha comb? She put me in contact, gente. You're not gonna believe it. The co-founder of the Brown Berets. The co-founder. I reached out to him. I'm like, I don't know. He looks busy. I started following him. He has his own website. And I looked it up, and there it has a wonderful timeline that we could even do a whole video on just the Chicano timeline over there on mi hermano, who's the co-founder for the Brown Berets. Mi hermano's coming on, so I appreciate him for coming on. Gracias to you, hermano. I can't wait. And I got to give credit where credit is due. That's just what I do, cabrones, okay? Here we honor, okay? Here we honor. So, Baby Love Substance, I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias for that conectada. We got the co-founder of the Brown Berets coming on. And then we also got a Chicano professor. Yes, a Chicano professor. So we'll be able to dissect it even further. Now, gente, just remember this, gente. Just remember this. Whether someone comes on and I disagree with the politics, or we disagree with, yeah, those kind of things, right? They're important, but they're really superficial. I'll tell you what the most important thing when anyone comes on here that has Chicano knowledge and clecha for us and for me and you. The most important thing is to state the historical facts. And in that way, all of the raza can benefit from the history, the rich, I should say, history of Chicanismo in this country. So we got a Chicano professor. Also, gracias to you. Oh, the hookup on that one was mi hermano Jose Canchola. Mi hermano Jose Canchola, if you're watching, I appreciate you, cabron. You were the one, cabron. You were the one that did that conecta. So I appreciate you. Okay, let me get the chat up. Hold on. I'll get the chat up right now. Cabrones, cálmense. No, la raza siempre se acelera, ¿verdad? All right, let me see. Let me get the chat up. Hold on, cabrones. Cálmase. And then we'll keep it pushing. Let me get, here it is. I was like, where is it? Okay, and then lift it up. And then try over here. Let's see what happens. Does that pop up? Let me see. Espérense. You already know what, hey, running this stream thing, I'm telling you, this thing is a studio all by itself. This thing is no joke. We got enough juice in here to power a pinchy PG&E. I also just got out, and it looks bad. I'm drinking a pisto, but I'm going to say it anyways. I also just got done, gente, a 72-hour fast. I hadn't had dinner since Sunday night, and I just had dinner. Shout out to the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife. These keto tacos, gente, it's everything that's inside the delicious taco. So just think of everything that's already in a delicious taco. But instead, the tortilla is made out of cheese, queso. And I think she air fries it, and it flattens out, and it's out of this world. So the 72-hour fast was, again, to reset my colon and to reboot my immune system. And of course, it has other benefits. It eats all the belly fat. I kid you not, I already have a 6-pack. I know you're not going to believe me. And now it looks like I had an 8-pack after this fast. I'm not going to be taking off my shirt and all that, porque eso me vale madre, okay? Even though some of these vatos are panzones. But anyways. That's right. Don't forget, we have Dia de Muertos coming up, raza. It's going to be a special event. I'm trying to bring a special guest on for Dia de Muertos, someone that is knowledgeable, someone that could break it down, how they're doing it in the countries of Mexico. And then we could talk about how we're watering the shit down and doing it over here in the United States, pocho style, I guess, right? So I'm trying to bring someone on, and maybe possibly Miss Chicano Tube could join me, sexy as hell. She could join me. And we'll do the face paint. We'll do something special. I guarantee you that. And I also want to give, before I forget, I mentioned Miss Chicano Tube yesterday. 22 years since the day we met. I'm not going to get into the long story. We met in Monterey. I was working for this firm, and I was pretty much moonlighting con moños and corbatas in the day. And after that, I would jump in the car and be like, I think it's about time that I use my 9. And I know it was a shock, but it was what it was. And here we are, evolved and mature, ¿verdad? For some reason, the chat, I don't know, I can't get the chat up, gente. Hold on. Give me one more second with the chat. Oh, ya está. Okay, so, it has to go up here? Hold on. That's what it is. We'll put the link down. And then we'll put the chat on top. Ándale. All right, let me go through all of them. Hold on, cabrones. The link down and the chat on top. All right, beautiful. That way we can go ahead and hit it. You're in the members only, cabron. You seen that video? Yeah, I dropped that today in the members only. It's because people were talking about it. Like, we might as well get into it. The Chito Ranas interview. I saw Chito Ranas. He jumped on and he did an interview with Lucky. A shout out to Lucky. And Lucky's feeling good again. He's drinking Modelos. That's my Lucky right there, cabron. That's my Lucky. He's feeling good. And yeah, Chito Ranas automatically coming on your platform is a monster smash interview. And of course, Lucky Stilo, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter if he's not the best interviewer, it doesn't matter if he's not the best pod. He's trying, gente. Serio, he's trying. Lucky's trying like, like a blue collar worker trying to work all this shit. But he got a team. I already knew because I've been doing videos since like 2014, all this shit already. And my wife, the lighting, so forget about it. The only thing that bugs me is the technical part about it. And I'm going to open up the phone lines. We're going to see if the phone lines work because I'm trying something new, cabrones. And once I post the phone, if you want to give me a call, give me a call. All right, anyways. Chito Ranas, that interview, I thought it was a great interview. There was a couple things that I disagreed with. One, I disagreed with the youngster pulling up on him and pulling the hand out and putting a cuete out the window while he had his baby daughter in his arms. I disagree with that. I absolutely do because I'm from the generation where that's pussy shit. I don't know how else to put it, but you don't do that. I don't know how many times I done gave the ops a pass. Oh, we got one over here. We got one right here. Oh, he's with his mom. That's a pass. Oh, he's pushing a stroller. That's a pass. So pulling that out, I don't know. That's this new generation shit. Again, everything is loose and gone. And now you could just get put on by going to the store and buying Benz, I guess. So it's a lot different now, right? On the outside. I don't know about behind the walls. Anyways, it was a great interview. And también no me gustó que le faltó respeto al papá, right? He's blowing clouds in his face, in his house. And the dad told Chito, he goes, te falta respeto. Man, when I heard the dad say that, it hit me. It reminded me of something my pops would say. And then, of course, Chito Ranas is like, and that's just his personality, and he's let loose and go. I'll tell you what, he got to be, at least in my opinion, in the top 3 of Chicano rappers in Califas. In the top 3, yes. Chito Ranas is in the top 3 right now, currently hot. I consider him so hot. He's so on pinche fire that he broke out of the Chicano rap box. He broke out of that box completely. Like, he's not even in that box. He's on another level. He's dropping slappers. He's dropping bangers. I'm sure he's at a level now where he's being very selective with the tracks. And, of course, now you could really speed up your career, right? One track, boom, that's on steroids, and you're a hit. It wasn't like back in the days where you had to grind, pump out EPs, 8 tracks, pump out albums, sell them out the trunk, and you had to basically build your own platform with your patas. I remember those days in the 90s. But yeah, I don't consider Chito Ranas a Chicano rapper. And the funny thing is, a lot of people that people consider, I see a lot of memes where you got 6 squares, you got 9 squares. And which is your favorite Chicano rapper? And it's like Hollywood squares. There's like 9 squares. Which is your favorite? These are popular memes. They crack me up, gente. I mean, the memes that say Adam, the gang lord, Compa Raider, the SGV lord, the gang boss, Compa Raider. Are you serious? I mean, I guess it's entertainment at the end of the day, but it's like, is it just me or I'm the only one that blatantly sees that Adam would fucking run out the back door if some real ones walked in looking for him? And Compa Raider ducked the fade with Lucky. We all know that. He went back to the green room. He said, fuck YouTube, what's happening? And he broke it down like a shotgun. But so now he's a gang lord again. I don't know. But anyways, the Chicano rappers that aren't even Chicano, one, Bozo. Okay, he's Salvadoran. I'm not knocking Salvador. I'm just keeping it a buck. This is Chicano Street. Most of you guys in the comment section are Chicanos. And if you are, you want to hear the truth. You got to knock off the Hollywood squares that character Bozo. You got to knock off that character Criminal because he's Ecuador. You got to knock off Lefty. I know people are going to get mad when I say this. They're going to get mad when I say this. But Dad Guatemalan, mom Guatemalan, dad Mississippi, doesn't make him Chicano. And if you want to believe like Miklo believes, it's just I feel it in my heart, even though you have no Mexican blood, then that's fine. I'm not gonna argue tonight. Okay, I'm trying to get through a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. Okay, you got to knock Lefty off the Hollywood squares. You got to knock Swifty off the Hollywood squares of who's your favorite Chicano rapper, who's hot, or these little funny memes. I guess they come out with, right? You got to knock him off the squares también, because he's Salvia. He's just Salvi también. And then it was crazy. He just got out and he's taking shots at Chito, right? I don't know who cut Swifty's hair. Por favor. I mean, I'm not even going to say it. But to the youngsters, those haircuts are different. They cut his hair where his hairline was like this, right here, his hairline. And they cut his hair so gacho. His hairline is, let me see. They cut his hairline so gacho that it's like this. His hairline, they literally cut Swifty's hairline. The first haircut he gets leaving county jail. And they cut it all the way up here. I mean, the line is literally like this. I can't fucking put my thumb straight, but you know what I mean. Excuse me. But anyways, all right, let's keep it pushing. So most of them aren't Chicano. But again, the Chicano rap, I don't like it. It's in a box. I just remember it Zapp and Roger beats and rapping over oldies. And someone want to correct me if I'm wrong, I'll put the phone number up right now. Wasn't it rapping over Zapp and Roger beats, bald head loc rap, and or oldies? Here comes the night owl, and just loop it, and tell Tony A touch it, and then Tony A is gonna make it a hit because Tony A got "I'm Your Puppet." And that's only because it's Mexican Heritage Month. Don't let them lie to you, gente. Again, things that are been happening for decades, things that have been in textbooks in schools for decades. I know people, the ideology, it's hard to change. But I shared a video the other day, and it was Dolores Huerta. I'm just going to put the name out there. You want to get mad at someone? Don't get mad at me. I'm putting the name out there of a very powerful, influential Chicana in the United Farm Workers and Chicano movement, Dolores Huerta. She said she doesn't like the term Hispanic. And she doesn't like the term Latin X. You want to get mad at me? Don't get mad at me. I'm quoting Dolores Huerta. Some people are so in their feelings, they don't give a shit who thinks what. I get it. You do you. You are the boss of your own universe. But here we're going to speak the facts. She doesn't like that term. So I only embrace the term Chicano. But of course, soy Mexicano. I'm not going to get into all this tonight, all right? Soy Mexicano, soy Americano, whatever you want to call it, right? Real quick. I saw a short that came across my feed. Mi hermano Kiawi, we're DMing today. Be on the lookout. Kiawi is coming back on the channel, respectfully. Primeramente Dios. And he posted a short. And his short was, what was it? European Americans. Oh, man. I like that. And, some people were commenting, Mikey, he said that ni de aquí, ni de allá. You don't feel offended at that? Gente, I'm not attached. First off, I'm not attached to any dicho. The only thing that I'm attached to is my identity. And that is a rock. That is cemented in stone. Eso no me voy a tibotear. So I'm not attached to this dicho and that dicho. Matter of fact, I just reshared it too. I read a comment that was talking shit and I reshared it one more time on IG. But I appreciate you guys, man. I want to get your insight. Again, we got the co-founder of the Brown Berets coming on the channel. I'm excited about this shit. And we also got a Chicano professor coming on the channel. I'm super stoked and super pumped about this. And we'll get things straight, all right? But anyways, all right, let's keep it moving. I guess I was talking about Chito Ranas. Yeah, he's not a Chicano rapper, but he is a Chicano. 100%. Chito, if you're watching, here is your blue check mark. Boom. I'm gonna start doing every single time we give a Chicano check mark. I think this is gonna be the ceremony. I'm gonna pull out the brown paño because this is the Chicano paño. If you didn't know, okay, it ain't the north or south paño. And you guys cálmense con eso. You guys can go off in the comments if you want. I ain't gonna stop you guys. But anyways, this is the Chicano paño. It's brown. Every time we give a check mark, Chito Ranas, here's your Chicano check mark. Boom. Ahí está. Why? Because he said both of his parents are from Michoacan. He said both of his parents are from Michoacan, and both of his parents are Michoacan. Estarasco el güey como yo. And if he's born here, check, check. Those are check marks right there. Check. He knows Spanish. I know that's going to be controversial to some of you. I know it's going to be controversial to some of you, but he knows Spanish. People are going to say, that's not our tongue. I get it, God, on this. Oh, man, I get it.
Now you home with us and defend the barrio. Patos locos forever.
So for sure, Chito Ranas is a Chicano. So shout out to him. It was a great interview on Hood Stocks. Now let's keep it moving. I'm going to look at some of the comments, cabrones. The Chicano Express is in the casa. I appreciate you, cabron. I know you're pumped up. You want to hear the co-founder of the Brown Berets, a Chicano professor. Again, shout out to Baby Love Substance. I appreciate you, amiga. She put me in contact with the co-founder of the Brown Berets. Was just messaging with the Brown Berets on IG. I was just messaging them, and they were like, how many would you like in the group? I was already, making headway there. And next thing you know, she hooks me up with the second mero mero. So shout out to Baby Love Substance and the Chicano professor, mi hermano, Jose Canchola. He loves photography, mi hermano. Oh, I just remembered this. Whew, cabrones, I want to send my condolences right now. Let me put this camera on. I want to send my condolences. I don't think they watch YouTube, or I don't even know if they watch my channel, but I want to send my condolences over to the familia of Esteban. You know who you are. I'm not going to say any more names out of respect. Gente, this was, if you seen me share a GoFundMe the other day, this was one of my clients. Full of energy, had the rest of his life in front of him. Down to earth, free spirit. This is the energy that I got from the individual. His wife, my bride, was a couple years ago. My bride, and it was recent. I mean, I could say on and on about her parents, her grandparents, everyone that was there at the wedding, his family, and on and on and on. But if you guys take a moment, I'm gonna reshare one more time the IG. It was a tragedy. I recently went on his IG, and the dude was a badass graffiti artist. I mean, badass graffiti artist. This dude was, someone give me a name in the comment section of those old 80 movies like Street Beats and Beatbox and all this other, whatever. Who was a badass? Oh, Ramo. Was it Ramo? Ramo. I mean, he had skills. They did a velorio. It's not the raising money for the enterramiento, but they did a velorio in Oakland at an art gallery. And so, but amiga, you're in my prayers. I'm talking to both his wife and his mother. Both of them. I know both of them. You're in my prayers, respectfully. And you guys just send prayers over to the Gil family, the Navarro family, and the Hills. All right, let's keep it moving. The best Chicano podcast. Well, I appreciate you, cabron. You know what I mean? This is what we do. All right, let's keep it moving. Something else came across my feed too. Do know. Pinchy do know. Okay, there's a little bit of chisme too, but we're gonna get into real conversations. Okay, this is just a warm up, I guess. Still, Duno came across my feed 2 days running, exercising and all that. Hey, that more power to you, Duno. Stay on it, cabron. Don't move. Don't sway to the side. Don't let the drive-through get you. Fuck everyone's voice or everyone's opinion. You got to do it for your health, because unfortunately, nos estamos matando. Literally, the raza from chronic disease, alcoholism, we're dying about 15, 20 years earlier. so we could just go out every weekend and post videos and of us being drunks and having fun. I mean, and I know I'm having a drink right now. That pinche hipócrita, no. But anyways, what I'm saying is doing it a weekend thing, doing it cases and cases and cases. So that's good, right? But don't let it be a pinche crash diet, Duno. Don't let it be a crash diet, cabrón, because then it's kind of like Compa Raider did it one time too. That's it, Berets. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and all of a sudden it's back to the pisto. So was it real or was it just for content? Because you guys are content creators. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. But anyways, that came across my feed. I hope you do, cabrón, because the way, o sea, just from looking, I'm not a pinchy doctor, nor am I sitting on a pinchy horse. Okay, I only started watching my health around 30 when I started boxing. Gente, I started boxing late. I started boxing at 30. I'm fighting 19-year-olds for like 10 years. I was fighting 21-year-old, and then I joined the Masters division, and finally I was able to get 35 people closer to my age. Anyways, all right. Another thing I wanted to mention, it came across my feed. It was the Banda World came across my feed. You guys hit that pinchy like. Do me a favor though, hit the like. Boy Aguilar says my grandma walked with Corky Gonzalez here in Colorado. So I'm assuming that Corky Gonzalez was spearheading the Colorado chapter of the movement. Since he was over there, maybe if that's where he resided, then that's what he was doing. Unfortunately, a lot of these dudes got arrested, beat down with batons, shot. Some of them were killed. There's a couple cases that got swept under the carpet where leaders of the movement all of a sudden just, I remember I forgot his name, and it was, I think, during the moratorium in LA, they shot at the dude through some windows. He walked out leaking and laid out on the floor. Different time. This was at the same time Martin Luther King was speaking his piece. The same time Martin Luther King was going what he was going through, they formed the Brown Berets and the Chicano movement started kicking off. But anyway, shout out to you, cabron. All right, let's keep moving. I'm gonna go ahead and show a video because the Banda World. Shout out to the Banda World. I'm still shouting him out, cabron. You know, we ain't gonna say his name though. And again, the only beef with that cabron right there is he's the one to instigate something. Oh, the crybabies, pull up tonight. You are all crybabies. You crybabies. I don't care. He's a grown ass man, right? Obviously, he looks funny with a beard. Someone should check Megan's Law. But anyways, he posted something about Spider Look. I'm like, damn, you're running out of content. We talked about this last month, But I do want to. It's interesting, and I do want to hear it. And I'm also going to put up the phone number right now. A ver. All right. Hold on, cabrones. You already know this is a production. What do you think? It's nothing less, cabrones. Live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Where we at is where the Chicanos hang. That's where we're at. I didn't fit into anyone else's table or genre on YouTube, and I had to create my own table. All right. What was I saying? Testing. All right, here we go. All right, let's check this out. Let's check out something since Banda World wants to rehash it. Let's rehash it. And Spider Look made another video, and I thought he said something interesting. So let's see. All right, where is it at? Is that it? Okay. All right, let me see if you guys can hear this. All right, first off, you got to be able to see it. How about that? Hold on. All right. Yeah, we ain't going to call in right now, all right? So cálmense. Let's check it out because I thought it was interesting. It came across my feed. We ain't going to spend too much time on it, but let's see what he has to say. Okay, before he continues, this is funny. We ain't gonna spend too much time on it, but I thought it was really interesting as hell. Right before he continues, he said, it's it's real interesting. So I've already talked about this, gente. That's why Alvin is never going to be a representative for the raza. Period. One, because he's not raza. I know. We're not going to get into that tonight. But another one is because the way he acts. Right, he went to juvenile hall 3 times, and he thinks he could be the leader now of everyone on YouTube. But we all know that's not true. And then on top of that, I kid you not, gente, if Alvin and the Chipmunks was upstate and did the very same thing, and I know it's a different situation, people are gonna say, "Well, this is a podcast in the free world and all that." Yeah, but he wants to fucking act like he was upstate. I mean, that's how he comes off, and that's the energy he gives, right? He's the baddest dude on the block, right? Anyways, if he was upstate and he did the very same thing, absolutely, he probably would have got sliced. He probably would have got sliced, a slice and then a bink, 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 and he wouldn't have known why. But then you would have learned, Alvin, about sex play. But anyways, as far as rap, I will lay this to rest once and for all. Maybe you guys are gonna want to call in when I say this, um, which is it doesn't belong to the raza. I think if Alvin said rap belongs to the raza, it sounds good. Maybe in his mind, he doesn't want to let it go. But when you start thinking about rap music, at least let me think about me. Okay. In my earliest memories, I was raised by veteranos, right? In my earliest memories, rap music didn't influence the culture, mine, until I got around the buddies. And that's when around Death Row came out and their beef with NWA. I mean, with Easy and then Bad Boy. And that's when we started getting into rap music. But that was never our first taste. Now, I'm not saying I didn't listen to rap music. Matter of fact, right now, me and G. Lou, shout out to my boy G. Lou, we're talking about a West Side Wednesday collab, the 90s party line, your boy, going over there with the G. Lou show, and both of us shutting the whole shit down for the 90s. Be on the lookout for that thumbnail. It never was ours. What's part of all culture? At least this is my experience. Part of our culture, part of my experience was number one, oldies. That's part of our culture. Number two, well, number one, maybe I should say Spanish. That's for sure our culture, okay? Porque somos mexicanos y hablamos español. No se te olvide. Then number two, oldies. Number three, it still wouldn't even go to rap. Rap is not even in the top three. Number three would absolutely be old school. Absolutely. My experience again. So I'm not going to, if there was some kind of debates or arguments or something like that, and I was the representative for Chicanos, lo que sea, I'm going to let it go and say, you know what? Rap is yours. Matter of fact, the linguistics, your ebonics are on level 10,000. And these Chicano rappers are trying to catch up. And they're on level 5. And you're on level 10,000. They're on level 5, still doing car shows. Let's hear what my brother got to say. My bad, Spider Loke. You sat down with the wrong one. That man right there. First of all, he's a failed politician. He didn't even have the balls or the common courtesy to tell his constituents the truth. Try to sweep. He got fired for lack of absences. The paperwork is out there. Don't deny shit. But of course, dick riders are gonna dick ride. And again, if you're subscribed to all these channels, that's fine, man. It's all entertainment for you at the end of the day, right? Us guerras, guerra tube, we're shooting missiles, whatever. This is a little bit that we're gonna talk about tonight. Only a little bit, cabrones, because I want to get to the Middle East war. But before that, I want to get to Ryan Garcia getting sued by Devin Haney, and we'll see what else we can get to. All right. All right. Anyways, my bad, Spider Loke. That was the wrong one right there. I heard you say you reached out to him, but you're saying that, yeah, he has no rationale. He has no reasoning. He got so wet. His panties got so soaking wet when you, and respectfully, I don't mean to include you in that phrase, when you called him and said, can I come on the podcast again? He got soaking wet, so happy. He started hitting the table like Baby Sinclair on the dinosaurs. Shout out to Chemo's Flicks. Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama, not the mama. Anyways, Chemo, screen grab that one, cabron. Use it, cabron. He got so happy Spider Look was coming out, he didn't know how to act. So again, if this was a diplomatic meeting, this shit would have went fucking south. He grabbed him, said dick, and that was it. He went back to his side, said he would have told, probably Spider Loke. He didn't, but what I'm saying is that another party would have went and said, this fucking guy's a clown, he's a buffoon, he's a joke. He ruined the whole thing and went down, and when they wanted to walk off, he got sober. But anyways, let's keep it pushing. And then we're going to keep it moving. I want to get to Ryan Garcia. I want to get to the Middle East. Maybe we'll get to 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Spider Loke had to say it. Spider Loke said it. Shit. And Banda World, get mad at him. Well, I'm blocked. All of them have me blocked. I can't see shit. But you guys send me clips. And please send me those clips, man, on IG. It's entertaining as hell. Chicano Tube on IG. Chicano Tube. Because I'm blocked all over the place. But he said it. The Banda World wanted to rehash his unintelligent, unreasonable. It was a great analogy. You let me know in the comment section. Is this a great analogy or was it not a great analogy? And the analogy was, let me make sure before the phone start ringing. Okay. I only want to test the phone lines. Hopefully we'll see what's up. If this works, then we'll keep doing the phones like this. It was a great analogy. So Spider Look says, okay, then what about I compare this to the taco. The taco. Que no se agüiten cabrones. The taco. So what about the taco? Who does the taco belong to? Don't give me this, the taco's all inclusive, and don't give me this, put an X after it, taco X. Don't give me none of this new age shit. Who does the taco belong to? Hold on. That's right, cabrones. My favorite pinche comments. Chicano power, cabron. Aquí where's the Chicanos hang right here, cabron. Hit that pinche like. Just do me a favor, hit that like, gente. All you gotta do is hit the X on the chat. Yeah, drop the chat just for a second. It'll drop the chat and then hit the like button. And then you go and hit the chat again. And I promise, on a stack of Bibles, the chat will open back up. It won't disappear forever. Gente. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. My bad. It's doing that. It's funky. I think it has to do with the softwares and all the browser windows, but I got 1 gigabyte speed internet. Actually, a hardwired new fiber optic cable. Actually, Jose Canchola. Shout out to mi hermano. There's another thing that I could bring you up on. Jose Canchola hardwired 1 gigabyte internet speed. But I appreciate you guys. You guys, if my audio cuts off, just put mute or no audio, por favor. I appreciate you. Little Jefe One, I appreciate you. I'm good. It's weird. I can't explain it. These are just this technical shit. I don't know. I can't explain it. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, here we go. Something else that crossed my feed. It was Jenny Rivera's dad, Don Pedro Rivera, and he was on a radio show. I want to get your opinion on this. He was on a radio show, and I'm gonna go get another cold one right now. So maybe I'll play like a little intermission song or something. Let me go get a cold one. Or you know what? I'm gonna text my son. Hold on, let me text for Apple Pay. For Apple Pay, he'll bring anything. Hold on, cabrones. Hold on. All right. You can hear me now, though, right? Yeah, you can hear me. All right. Anyways, keep it moving. All right. So what else? Oh, so Pedro Rivera was recently on an interview, was doing a radio TV host, un chingo de chisme on the whole family. Rest in peace, Jenny Rivera. And the dad was really like a Suge Knight pioneer in the industry. He recorded for Elizaldo Robles, I think his name. He put on, of course, Jenny, of course, Lupillo. He put on Los Amables del Norte. He put on Chalino Sanchez. A lot of people didn't even know. He put on Chalino Sanchez. And that was one of the main thing that the radio broadcaster was bringing up as a topic, as a podcast kind of point, okay? He's bringing up that the family of Chalino Sanchez lo está reclamando, is wanting the residuals or part of the residuals for Chalino Sanchez's music, for his music. And I thought that was really, really interesting. And Don Pedro Rivera pretty much laid it out. I mean, signed, sealed, delivered, put out. Okay, that's right. I'm good. Pedro Rivera pretty much laid down the law, and he's a man that's just been around lawyers all his life in order to do contracts. This is a man of high integrity. I'm not saying he's a perfect man. That has nothing to do with his personality. That has nothing to do with his morals. None of that. I'm talking about in the business world, he's going to do it the right way, right? Take advantage of tax codes and write-offs and how to do business right. Anyways, he said this, Don Pedro, he said, esas regalías son mías. And he broke it down to the ground. And I want to ask your opinion on this. Maybe someone wants to call in. The phone lines are open, so we can test the pinchy phone line. The phone lines, let me just double check. Yeah, they're open. All right. So he said, I put them on. I paid for the production. I paid for the studio. I paid for the publishing. I had everything under contracts. I paid for the musicians. And he said he paid independently each single musician. And the majority of the musicians that did songs with Chalino Sanchez were Los Amables del Norte. People didn't know that. Los Amables del Norte. I appreciate you, HCB. We'll figure it out one day, cabron. So where's the brown beret? I don't want to digress, but we're working on a schedule right now, cabron. So I'm just letting you know the update. We got good shit coming on. On top of that, Kia Wee's going to come back on, of course. We got regular people that frequent the channel. It's going to be a great October. Then we got the Dia de Muertos live. I'm trying to bring a guest on for Dia de Muertos. It's gonna be good on Chicano Street. So just stay tuned, cabron. It's gonna be good. He paid for everything and had everything on contracts. That means in the contract also that the residuals, las regalías, were going to be him. A lot of people don't know what residuals is. Let me let you know. Residuals is basically passive income. It's passive income. Passive income is like in real estate. In real estate, you have passive income. Okay, that means buy, then rent, pull out a HELOC, buy, rent, put out a HELOC, buy, rent, rinse and repeat as much as you want. I say at least until you get 5 properties. Then you're pretty much good. And then what I would do is just put one property trusted into each of the kids' names. And then when you pass away, the kids, without even knowing, I wouldn't even tell them. Because, if you tell them, que, mi papá, los terrenos, y esto, y os, and trust it to one of the kids, and then next thing you know, when I'm off this earth, they're getting money every single month hitting the bank from the house, and the house is theirs. Anyways, that's business 101. I need a drink. Mikey, where's Mikey at, man? I don't want to get off the chair, but anyways, I forgot even where I left off. Well, let me go back into that fool. Let me go back into the comment section. That fool. He said that fool is a culture vulture. Hold on, my bad, carnal. I got it. Thank you, boy. Give it to me. Thank you, boy. Apple Pay. Stay away. Apple Pay. He'll do it for an Apple Pay, huh? Telling you, these kids, man. You know what? And I'm not a disciplinarian like I should be. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I'm not saying I don't teach my kids Chicanismo, identity, pride. I'm just not the disciplinarian. I don't know why. I didn't get disciplined. My dad never put a hand on me. He was more of a quiet, reserved man. Very soft. He was a man's man, but very, very a few words. And that what happens is next thing you know, pinches niños, they start talking back. They feel entitled. They want iPhones. They want money. They'll give you the silent treatment. Or then they talk back, which is even the worst. And it's my fault for even letting that go. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy life, man. I'm going to love on them, hug on them, support them, enjoy life, pay for their college, all that shit. But anyways, Breath Freedom says, but did he put on Chicano rap? First of all, that's a badass pinche águila right there. I haven't even got started, but I'm thinking of putting a Mexican águila on the chest instead of blacking it out. Because if I blacked it out, then it would just look like black. So I was thinking of putting like a Mexican águila, and it just needs to cover a pretty good portion, like right here. Salud, cabrones. I forgot. Someone let me know where I was talking about. Debbie's in the casa. I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias. Debbie says, Mikey, dame una michelada. Well, I don't got it mixed, amiga. I'm just drinking it straight. I actually have some cousins in Mexico, and they tell me if you put tomato juice in it, that it's watered down. And, here we go back to this and back to that. But never, you know what I mean? Have I had anyone from Mexico tell me that I'm not Mexicano? And it probably is because I speak Spanish very fluently. Or when I go over there, I pretty much know how to blend in. I try not to stand out. You know what I mean? I'm going to buy some pinche huaraches. I'm going to buy a pancho and keep it simple. Forgive me, but Cholo Trucker can teach you how to use the bell. Amiga, I appreciate you. Corco Door Security's in the casa. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep it moving, you guys. All right, anyway, let's talk about Ryan Garcia, okay? Coming up on 8 o'clock. Ryan Garcia just got sued. And who did he get sued by? He got sued. Hold on. I'm going to try this right now. Caller, caller. You're live on Chicano Street. What you got to say? Shoot it, Frank. That's a good question. You want to take it? Okay. I appreciate you, Frank. Gracias. The lines are working. Miracle, cabrones. The lines are working. The lines are open. I appreciate the call, Frank. That's going to lead straight into a great conversation. It's going to cause us to really think about testing, testing. All right. First, that's a great call, Frank. Gracias, cabron. I appreciate you for calling in again. That's a really, really great question. So, yes, I have said this, Frank, before. Yeah, you can look at all these labels that they've given us as divisive. Absolutely. But let's look at the facts. The facts are that we're not in a world that does not categorize people. Again, if I had a magic wand, Frank, if I had a magic wand, I would unite all Mexicanos. I'm not trying to exclude Central Americans. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to exclude South Americans. No, absolutely. No, no, I'm not. I can only speak for my raza. Okay. And when you boil it down, Chicano, Americano, the Chicano flag, when you boil this down, I have Mexican blood pumping through my veins. And when I say Mexican, some people will say, well, that's a nationality. That's a flag. That it's also a country. Okay, so just let's be real here. Right? It's also a country. And we know that the country is mixed and made up of two different bloods. So if I had a magic wand and I had to unite the people, why would we unite in the first place? First of all, for a greater good. So what are we doing? Are we politicking? That means, are we trying to flip California, take it back, make it conservative? Because I do believe, Frank, and this is just my opinion, that Mexicanos are conservative by nature. We don't take God out of everything. That's new to us. We don't want little boys in girls' bathrooms. That's new to us. We don't know about these terms called Latinx and X and Chicano X. And they got X after everything or before everything. Or Chicano, they take off the C and the H and they put an X. Again, they're just trying to X us to get used to the X. So what would we unite for? For a political reason? You know what? Even if the largest YouTube channels on YouTube Landia did not unite, I tell you what, your favorite and the biggest YouTube channels pretty much align with their politics. So at least I'm glad that we're all telling you the same thing. Vote with your wallet and not with your feelings. But can it be divisive? Absolutely, Frank. It could be divisive to come on here and be Chicano this, Chicano that, Chicano this. But this is Chicano tube. This is not German tube. This is not Russian tube. Or I can't even, as a subculture, because Chicanismo, Chicano is looked at as a subculture. I can't even speak on another subculture in Russia, Germany, Japan, anywhere else, because I don't have that blood flowing to me. If I was a little llorón, a little crybaby, then yeah, I would cry and be like, well, how come they don't accept me in Japan? I feel Japanese. That was a great, great question, Frank. And I wasn't trying to laugh or do anything sarcastic toward you. That was a great, great question. Stay tuned because these are conversations we're going to have. I got the co-founder of the Brown Berets being scheduled right now. And then I have a Chicano professor that's also going to come on. So until the casket drops, what we're going to do here is learn something. We're going to educate. We're going to empower as much as we can here. And of course, we sprinkle it in with a little bit of cheese, man, because come on now, you already know Mexicanos are the only ones that are going to tell the news and sprinkle it in with cheese, man. And you know that's true, right? You know that's true. HCB Chemistry's in the casa. He says, I mean, the X makes the ch sound in Chicano. Okay, yes, I do get that, right? And it's like in other countries, right? Like in Brazil, they say the R like a H. Like we just had another guy that fought last weekend, I think, in the UFC. Renato is with the R, but they say Renato. So I get that. But again, it doesn't matter to me. The politics are all artificial. It's all on the surface. That doesn't matter to me. The people that get all hung up on pinchy politics and hang off a fucking cliff on him or on her, don't wait on one person to change your life for you. You change your life for yourself. Estamos en este pinche país que casi murieron nuestros papás para llegar aquí. ¿Por qué? Por las pinches oportunidades que están aquí. Entonces aprovecha, güey. No te seas huevón. Crossing that border, life's a risk, carnal. Oh, that reminded me of Chito Ranas. He said, yeah, and he was talking with Lucky and Hoodstocks. And I forgot how the conversation went. He's in his pool, and he told Lucky, yeah, but I don't know how to swim. And Lucky's like, you don't know how to swim, dog? You know what I'm saying? He goes, no, I don't need to learn how to swim. I'm already here. He said, I'm going to go troll Tony. Senkel's in the casa. What up with the homie? Ghetto Vallero's in the casa. That's right, cabron. Come back soon. That's right. I appreciate you. Ghetto Vallero SGV just stepped in the building. I just remember the Kid Frost song, the East Side Rendezvous. They must have said SGV in that song like 4 or 5 times. I actually had that cassette. I told this to Tony A. I said I had the first, and I did have a Chicano rap CD when I was coming up. And guess what? I slapped the shit out of it. No one was going to tell me nothing. I didn't even care if the homies would come over and they would hear it. I would still slap it, ironing my pants. It was Spanish Fly. And all I remember is it had a little catchy intro, Harbor Area, click from LA. That's the only Chicano rap CD, and I liked it. And I played that one. And then the only other SoCal Chicano, music I had was Kid Frost. I did have some Kid Frost. And when he came out with East Side Rendezvous, I had that slapping in the Walkman. I got to keep it a buck. We used to walk around with Walkmans, okay? Anyways, it's the East Side Rendezvous, and I'm out. Come on and roll with me. My. That's right. La Hazard, controlamos todo. SGV from the north. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you. Oh, that's right. This is what we do here. I just went on IG with Pedro, my brother Peter, from Chicana State of Mind. This is what's happening on the internet. If you didn't know, one of the principal... Oh, damn, that was Cheech. I was trying to get the camera. I'll play that right now, though. One of the principal messages on the channel, if I haven't said this enough, or if I haven't said this lately, and this will be a principal message until the casket drops for me, is going to be unity of the raza. I tell you what, I've had homies, and I'm going to say it like this respectfully. I don't really use that term because I deal with the homies off this YouTube shit. I tell them, differentiate this YouTube shit for what's going on in the real world. And watch out with a lot of these pinchy slithery snakes and cabrones on here that I'm telling you, they reinvent themselves and come on here when they should have disappeared off YouTube. You know who I'm talking about. I don't even know what the hell I was getting to right now. Respects from the north. Oh, that's right. Principal message, unity of the raza. Absolutely. Unity of the raza. And guess what? The homies tell me like this. You're doing a good thing. This is what the homies tell me. I'm going to keep it a buck with you from Salinas. You're doing a good thing. Keep it up. As far as with me, you already know what it is. But your message could one day help one of my children get out of a predicament. What I just said is some of the realest shit that you'll ever hear on YouTube. Some of the realest shit. This is off-camera conversations with real ones. Pushing hard lines. I'm from the city that started the whole shit. And so I appreciate that. So it don't matter. The YouTube can make videos that you're a lame or you're this or you're that or all these sticks and stones can break my bones and And that's it. Let them do videos and let them call this and that. We're just going to keep going and pushing and empowering the raza and educating the people and speaking up on issues that affect the community, whether they like it or they don't. And speaking to the youngsters about unity of the raza. It's getting old. Times have changed. Most of the youngsters now, though, at least they have an ear to hear. My generation had no ear to hear nothing. We don't want to hear nothing. We were going to YA no matter what, you know. I had 9 years YA suspension, and I knew I was going to get that suspension. Members only shit. Ain't going to be like Alvin or I did this, and members only. Okay, anyways. Someone saying laughing Spanish fly. Yeah, I told Tony A I had the Spanish fly CD, cabron. And I was slapping it. It didn't matter. Um, Whatever they said. Now, of course, they didn't say anything about anyone from up north. That's not even no one they're ever going to see unless they get to behind the walls. No one they're ever going to see unless they go to the state because it's not going to be in the counties, you know? So anyways, I realized that a long time ago. I was in the youth center. I was in a camp. I was in a camp and it was my second time there at the camp. By the time I went back to the camp, the supervisors and everyone was like, Diaz, you already know the program. Why don't you just become a community leader, become captain? Now, it sounded good because they get furloughs on the weekends after like 3 months. You get a special room with a shower, your own shower, big ass room too. And but I had to share it with an XO. What would be my second my XO. If you know the military, there's captains, executive officers, which is like it's higher than a lieutenant. It's an XO. I had to share it with an XO, and I shared it with an XO, and I took it anyways. I ended up being it. I went back to the camp. It was all new faces. Most of them were youngsters, and I ended up just doing what I did. Right. So they gave me the position. I was captain. I ran the ship, and I was in a room with my XO, and my XO, he was from Vagos, and he was here from Salinas, and he was an op. Back in those days, was an op. And when we were in the room, you know what we would do? Fucking shoot cards, fucking gamble for chips, this and that. And he would go and run the fade with all my homies, and I ran 3, 4, 5 fades with his homies. And when we went in that room, it wasn't even like that. That's what you call respect, because you're gonna get off no matter what. You know, this ain't the internet age where everyone is just talking, clickbaiting. Now you got Alvin. Alvin's a bona fide clickbait channel now. Someone sent me a screenshot and said, Droops leaves hater world just to get your views. Imagine you lose an hour and a half, 2 hours of your life trying to watch a video that's captioned something. And in the end, you're like, that was a lie. They took 2 hours of my life. If I ever do that right here on Chicano Street, please unsubscribe from me. Please do yourself a favor, because every single time your heart beats is very, very precious. And I'm not trying to waste a single heartbeat or breath inside your lungs. Pinchy Spider. He goes on tour. Joker's Heina goes on tour. It's a good thing, man. It's one of my favorite Pinchy channels. Did you see it today? I posted one on my IG story today. I posted one on my IG story today. It was Miklo. Remember after he killed Big Al, right? Then he gets up off the ground, and remember he kind of le da asco, you know, because obviously it's like fuck, man, he just took someone's vida. You know what I mean? So, but when he's going like that, then it cuts to a photo of of Diddy with the sleeping on the bed with a baby oil next to him, and then it cuts back to Miklo, and he's like, All right, and we're gonna wrap up at 8:30. We're gonna wrap up about 8:30. You guys, let's go ahead and hit these last key points real quick. Ryan Garcia got sued, man. It's an embarrassing lawsuit. I mean, you had Timothy Bradley, you have Teofimo Lopez, you have all of these high profile. Well, Timothy Bradley's retired, but high echelon fighters saying, "What a pussy." What, and we're gonna get your Dallas Fort Worth photographer. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate you for making it rain, my boy. Gracias. I appreciate you, cabron. I appreciate you. We're going to get to the super chat right now. I just don't want to lose this train of thought. Ryan Garcia just got sued for battery. For battery, raza. He got sued for battery. I can't believe it. Gracias, Dallas Fort Worth photographer, my boy. I appreciate you. One of the pussiest thing that you could do. Now, let's look at it from a technical standpoint, because here on Chicano Street, we look at things very, very technical and objectively. Nadie nos lava el coco. No one, we're not bought. We're not sold out. No one is telling us what to say here. All we speak is echoes of the barrio, echoes of the community. Let's keep that a buck and get that shit straight. It's not about this. It's not about that. However many labels they put on here, all I'm doing is strengthening your identity. And I'm glad someone had to come and do it. Too many misrepresentatives, like Pinchy Lucky said, Alvin. You know what I mean? It's trying to be the leader of the people. You would have already crashed the car like 4 times. Anyways, one of the pussiest shit you could do is someone that beats your ass is sue him. And that's what people are saying in the boxing world. And Ryan Garcia, well, he doesn't have to keep his mouth shut, so he's gonna open his mouth. And he was like, he took 5 bottles of baby oil and still didn't lay down. Some funny shit. He also tweeted, Ryan Garcia, or on X, not on Twitter, on Xer, I don't know what you call it, on X, Xer. He said, if you're hard on money, I can get you a sponsor. It's a tampon company. Perfect for you. That's right. You know what? Let me go ahead and answer this because I appreciate the super chat. That's what keeps the channel motivated and moving. I highly appreciate you. Just to let you know, with the super chats, of course, YouTube takes their cut. I put all of that in its own little reserve. And then I grab that and I'm going to buy a bunch of Chicano flags and hats or something. Me and the wife were talking about maybe Dia de Muertos around that time, getting you guys a giveaway. It's time to do another giveaway. We do them about every quarter. And no, they're not raffles, okay? I'm not knocking anyone that does a raffle, but raffles is for profit. And so this is not for profit. This is just your guys' super chats. I appreciate you. Does Chicano culture need modernizing or updating? As long as the leaders of the movement have caught up with the times, I say no. What I mean caught up with the times, don't get it confused. I'm not talking about changing ideologies. Again, a lot of what I base myself on, Dallas Fort Worth photographer, is from what my parents believed and what their parents believed and their parents believed. You can call me old. You can call me old-minded. You can call me an old head, an older head. That's fine. But I'm not going to be the one that's going to all of a sudden say we got to take God out of everything. Or that it's okay if my son goes in a bathroom with the little girl. I tell some of the Chicano pages and Chicano channels these kind of things, they get fucking pissed. But this is just the reality of who you're backing up. They're going to put those laws into place. Will that make your parents proud or not? So we don't need a 3.0 Chicanismo. All we need to do is learn from our forefathers' mistakes. Yeah, Cesar Chavez, okay? He had a borderline socialist mentality. Borderline socialist mentality. That's why a lot of people said he was a plant. I don't want to get into that tonight. A lot of people said Cesar Chavez was a plant. I don't know. and that he was very controlled. I don't know. All we could do is learn from their mistakes, but are we going to change it up? I don't want to change up my core principles. I don't want to change up my core values. Does that make sense? I know it makes sense to you, cabron. You're smart. That was for you going to the Tyson fight next month. Oh, that's right, Debbie. Cowards abuse women. Absolutely. Absolutely. I might have missed that. Were you going back and forth with someone? Anyone trying to defend striking a woman? First of all, you got about like fucking 70% more muscle than her. How's that even fair? And this machismo stuff that, you know, a lot of it did come from Mexico, okay? Que abusaban de las mujeres and they hit them and all this other shit like that. Yeah, that we did upgrade from. That we're not doing, that our forefathers did, my parents, grandparents, or whatever. I saw a lot of domestic violence in my own house. A lot. And so that we did upgrade from. But now our core principles. He got sued for battery because he needed more energy. So again, can you sue? You can sue someone. Do you have a basis for the lawsuit? You're not going to file the lawsuit unless your attorney advises you to file the lawsuit. So I believe he does have a base for suing Ryan Garcia. But how does it look? It looks very, very weak. Now, he's been, Ryan Garcia's been out of the spotlight. He's been MIA. He's dealing with a lot of issues. Again, I call him a very quirky, no sabo kid. No sabo. Do I call him a Chicano? He doesn't think like Chicanos think. A lot of Chicanos that I know wouldn't cry that mental illness or what is it called? He canceled the fight due to, I can't even think of the word. The modelos are kicking in, but mental something. Our parents didn't raise us for that. I'm not saying mental illness is not real. That's absolutely fucking real. Okay? You just go down to Chinatown and Salinas. You want to see mentally ill people? They're talking to themselves on the corners. They're talking to themselves, looking at the skies. There's crack, dope, bass heads, bass pipes. Mental illness is real. But that there's some people, oh my gosh, anxiety, depression. ¿Dónde están tus pinches huevos, güey? ¿Sabes qué? A mí me sobran. Even if I felt like that, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to provide for my family, and I'm going to shut up and do what's in their best interest. But that's just me. Viva los Brown Berets. I can't wait till he comes on, man. My brother Carlos Montes. I can't wait till he comes on. All right, anyways, let's move on. Gente, I did want to touch on the Middle East wars that's going on. It's more of a serious topic. This has to do with Israel. This has to do with the Middle Eastern wars that have been going on for thousands and thousands of years. If we go off the Jewish calendar, they've been going on for beginning of time. And on the Jewish calendar, I think we're in the year 6,000 and something. Again, this is on the Jewish calendar. I know a lot of people don't believe that it's true. A lot of people will say the Jews, they're European, they're this, they're that. I don't believe in that, and you do you. Here on Chicano Street, we're going to speak facts, okay? Yo soy cristiano. I believe 100% in the Holy Bible, and you're not going to move me from that, okay? Israel was God's chosen people in the Old Covenant. And now in the New Covenant, we've opened the age of grace over to the Gentiles. So we don't replace Israel, but we actually get grafted onto the tree. And the trunk of the tree, this is just in my opinion, the trunk of the tree is Israel. Okay, so anyway, saying that, Israel just got 200 rockets launched straight to them. This is the funny thing, Raza. This is the funny thing. And it's not funny. Let me take it back. But this is just the factual thing. I take it back. Factual thing. Is 200 rockets, you think something like that's big with Iran? Don't forget what kicked off this whole Palestine thing. And I know there's a lot of people, there have been parades, not in Monterey County, not here, okay? Leaning a little bit more right here. But there's been parades saying Raza for Gaza. Okay, I get it. Here's what I'm saying. They, out of the Gaza Strip, they didn't launch 200 missiles. They launched 1,000 missiles to re-kick, not to kick. It's been going on for thousands of years. And a lot of people do say, well, the Bible says the Canaanites were in the land before the Israelites. That's true. That is true. The Canaanites were in the land before the Israelites. So if you want to give the stake to claim because of time of possession, you could use that as a basis. But anyways, let me go back to what I was saying. They launched 1,000 missiles from Gaza. 1,000 missiles from Gaza. So that's nothing to you? Is that something to you? And I'm talking to the people that see it this way. They launch 1,000 missiles from Gaza, and then when the retaliation comes back, okay, it reminds me of Menace to Society. Cain, what did he do? He stomped down Eilena's cousin. What happened after that? Eilena's cousin came back when they were packing up to go to Atlanta. The 65 came around the corner. And when the 65 got in front, they put holes in Cain. They put holes in Cain. What I'm saying is this. They launched 1,000 rockets into Israel for all the Raza for Gaza people. You could comment this. I mean, I want to hear your opinion. I really do. I'm not knocking you. I respect you. Politics, again, is a buzz killer. I'd rather just talk about Chicano history. That way we can educate the people. But we touch politics every once in a while. When the retaliation for 1,000 rockets, imagine you're living in your city and 1,000, not 200. You want to make a big deal about 200? You want to make a big freaking deal about 200? They got 1,000 missiles launched at them not too many months back to re-kick the shit off. But when the retaliation comes back, when the 65 comes around, the primer 65 comes around the corner, and they want to chop you down however they want to get back at you, and they're going to come back at you hard. They smoked Cain. They put about 9 bullets in his back, the whole clip in his back. Then all of a sudden, people want to march and complain and cry. I'm just saying, I've seen so many things back in the 90s. People, they pack somebody out. You didn't know when you packed the homie out that 10 64s were going to pull up and we're going to handle it. You didn't know that. You're kicking it on your porch, thinking everything is good, until 10 6-4 lowriders pulled up. Then you had a problem. Why cry after you did what you did? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. For people that want to say this, the people that want to say that, when retaliation happens, people want to start, oh, well, this, oh, well, that, oh, well. Well, how about you just keep the peace? Well, we want our land back. I got to stay out of that because I'm not Israeli. I mean, I'm not Jewish. I'm not Palestinian. The Palestinians, what they should do is get at Mr. Capone. He's your people. Who counted them? Pinche risky business in the casa. I appreciate you, cabron. That's right. You guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. It's 8:30. We got into it. We talked about the Middle East war. We talked about Ryan Garcia. We talked a little bit about everything, but I want to read some of these comments, man. Ray Velasquez in the casa. I appreciate you. Golden State. heavyweight. That's what the avatar says. One is Mikey Trump, 2024, gente. I think that'd be the smartest decision if you want to only, gente, only, again, if you want to go with your feelings, come up with 30 things. That's fine. Come up with 50 things. The worser ones are the ones that fucking hide their things. At least when Uncle Trump came into office, the dirty shit that he did or whatever, he did NDAs with lawyers, and then they try to break the NDAs, and then he sued them and got money off of that because they're pendejos. They don't know, they don't understand contracts. He's not a perfect guy. He had some skeletons, etc. But at least he put it out there. I believe at least he's been surrounded by lawyers his whole life. What about these other cabrones that try to whack you? What about these other cabrones that try to kill your political opponent? Real quick, let's talk about that real quick. Mexico, this is going to be the last topic of the night, you guys. I'm going to tap back in with the familia because I think we got a great conversation tonight live on Chicano Street. Just do me a favor and hit that like, gente. You got to just hit the X, go to the like button, hit the like button, and I promise the chat won't go nowhere. Go back to the chat and hit the chat button, and then boom, the chat's open again. Mexico just installed the first female president. Is it a great accomplishment? Well, I look at it as definitely it is a good accomplishment. Good, great, that's different. Good means it is something new. You have the first Mexican president with Jewish descendancy and blood taking over the entire country of Mexico. I'm a little skeptical at what her performance is going to be. I'm going to keep it honest. That has nothing to do with her Y chromosomes. That has nothing to do with her gender. None of that. I'm a little skeptical because there's not going to be anyone like your countrymen that's really going to have your best interest. That doesn't mean a Russian can't go to Mexico and love Mexicans more than a Mexican. I'm sure that's possible. I'm sure a Russian can love a Mexican more than a Mexican. I mean, I'm sure that's possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But at the end of the day, I think a Mexican is who's going to have another Mexican's best interest. They did a limpia on her. So they had the indigenous women go right there and put smoke and all that. To be honest, when I saw that, I didn't know what to think. I'm thinking two things. One, I'm thinking indigenous culture, because obviously smoke and incense and feathers, and I don't know what all their tools they use. I'm sure it's just like the Jews, right? They have their special little devices that they're going to use for the rituals. So that's what they use for that. I think that native ritual. On top of that, you also see people doing brujeria in the same exact way with feathers, with smoke. So you can interpret it how you want. The proof's in the pudding. She just transferred power. So AMLO is out. I know Norby's, no te gusta eso, cabrón. He was a big AMLO guy. And the proof's in the pudding. The last time I went to Mexico, I started seeing a lot of liberal propaganda. All of a sudden, I'm in downtown like DF, and I'm seeing a lot of shit on abortion, a lot of shit on rainbows, a lot of shit on trans, and I'm like, Mexico is also subject to all of these ideologies. These ideologies, now they just cross over on the internet, gente. They just cross over on the internet. It's never been easier. Never, ever been easier than it is today. All right, I'm whacking out the number, gente. All right, let's see. So we talked about that. So that's gonna be the last thing, gente. To me, she's just a modern day AOC. Just like Harris went the other day and just did a photo op at the border, AOC did the exact same thing. They hate Trump. They hit him with another lawsuit today. They hit 45 again. This is not the Trump channel. But I'm telling you, blue collar workers, shout out to my electrical union. Shout out to my plumbing union. Shout out to my HVAC union. They know the business. The supervisors are telling them, if Uncle Trump gets back in office, all you guys got bonuses. because all of a sudden we know what the future is going to hold, at least for 4 years. Just give us prosperity for 4 years. That's it. How blind? I mean, we have to be part of the mob in order to think it's okay to try to fucking kill a political opponent. That's what I think happened, gente. If that was Obama that got his ear blown off a couple weeks back, he would have been the fucking hero in front of the newspaper for the next 3 years. There would not have been a single issue of the newspaper that wouldn't have had Obama as a hero, as a Nobel Peace Prize humanitarian, if he got his ear blown off. But since they hate Uncle Trump because he stepped in politics, you ain't going to hear shit about that. All you're going to hear is shit talking. And guess what? He'll have the balls to at least hit the fucking podium Monday through Friday and answer all the questions. He knows he's giving reporters content. He knows he's giving reporters content. Why doesn't he return the favor and be like, how many times did Biden hit the fucking podium? Zero. Show me a clip where President Biden did a Monday through Friday press conference at the White House. Show me a clip. He didn't do one. But they want Trump to do them 5 days a week. And he will. Again, to each his own, man. If that gets you boiled and all that, cálmanse, cabrones. Cálmanse. Forever carnales. All right, live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. We're not going to get into the comments. There's a lot of comments, but I appreciate your risky business. Look up the white rendition of Jesus. Is he might be a lefty, cabron. That's politics. How you gonna put Jesus with lefties, cabron? You're reaching, cabron. You're reaching tonight. All right, you guys. Miss Chicano Tube just stepped in the building. Again, happy anniversary to me and Miss Chicano Tube. Okay, 22 years ago, we met in Monterey, and it was love at first sight. O sea, there was something interesting and different about Miss Chicano Tube. I'm so glad that I was attracted to that, because if I would have been with the gata más firme, it would have been all bad. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Please hit the like on the channel. It really helps the algorithm. I'm also going to ask you for another favor. If you're watching from your smartphone, all of your smartphones are linked up to your social medias. That means you can hit the share button and share the channel. We've had exponential growth. We just had 500 subscribers just last month. 500 subscribers just last month. It really helps the channel. This is what we do it for, to empower and to educate the raza. This is what we're here for. Period, point blank. Whether we mix cheese man to it, trending news, sprinkle in a little bit of politics, and call out these lame podcasters. But the main thing is empower and to educate. Do me a favor. Share the channel, because it lets people know the conversations that you're listening to. And si eres Chicano, más vas a tener orgullo to share the channel. Because when they come on here, they're going to be like, órale. That's right. All right, live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to let you guys go. Debbie says, steal Trump. I appreciate you guys, and I agree. I call him Uncle Trump. Again, because how many of us Mexicanos got that güero uncle? I had a güero uncle. Rest in peace to my Uncle Larry. My Uncle Larry was not just a sheriff of Monterey County. He was the sheriff for 2 years. He was the one, he was on a billboard. My Uncle Larry, his last name was Irwin. You can research this, 82 to 84. My first cousin married him, even though he would have been my cousin's husband. Out of respect, he was older. I called him Uncle Larry. And so we all had that güero. So it's all to the good. Don't let these cabrones try to spew shit in your ear all the time. The white man, the white man, the white man. I mean, shit. You're trying to get a job and you got that attitude. The majority of these pinchy businesses son gabachos. You can't have that in your mind, because all of it's going to do is going to produce a victim mentality. And in this country, you can get up and hustle and grab everything you want. Okay. We'll do some business videos real quick, real soon, to probably maybe generational wealth videos. I did 1 or 2 videos of those and they barely got any views. But I understand now that whether they get views or not, they're going to be instrumental videos to help the people generate wealth. Some people are property owners and don't even know how they can move their money around and build generational wealth. or don't even know how to vest these titles and leave these inheritances for the children's the right way, that we can avoid capital gains taxes and a lot of other things. We'll do some videos like that in the very near future. But hey, November 5th, we'll do a live. All right, you guys. Live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. I'm out. This is it. It's official, like a referee's whistle. We're out on Chicano Street, Chicano Tube, where the Chicanos hang out. Don't forget to hit that like, please. If you're listening live or on the replay, that's all I ask. Just hit that like, raza, por favor. But remember what I always say. Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.